I'm glad.
Nice little audience you have, man. I appreciate you letting me share it with you. It's the first time I've ever seen their flower ever in my life.
Really? They put out good quality flower. A lot of people like it. Is that me?
Good. Thank you for showing it to me.
Listen, you already know it's the highest host, Adam Hill, chilling out right here. Get ready for another amazing episode of the podcast, the Getting High With Show, and we got, you know, an inspiration in the building, a legend to a lot of y'all trying to make it in the industry. So we started delivering, created a worldwide brand, is now living his life creating strains, dude. Ryan Doja's in the building. I see him already smoking. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate you.
Listen, he's already smoking. I got the blunt, but we gotta go get some more weed, so you already know. We're gonna go to Apothecary real quick, and we're gonna see what Doja shops for, how he gets weed, dude. You ready? You wanna go get some weed real quick? Let me take you to the shop.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. We'll be back. We got the weed, we got the flavors. Yeah, dude. How often do you go into dispensaries?
Man, it's my first time in a dispensary in a minute, bro. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a while, right?
It's been a minute.
I figured, cause
I mean, I go to Backpack Boys sometimes just because, you know, I'm over there doing podcasts, hanging out. And
right.
shit, you know?
They got the whole studio, but walking into like a shop?
Not very often.
We got a couple flavors here. I mean, I know you source personally. What do you like? I know you be looking for, oh, damn.
Okay. You got the ones I don't have left right now.
Huh?
I said you got a couple of the ones I don't have left right
now.
What?
Which ones, dude? Sour Fuel?
Sour Fuel and the Gelinade, those are...
The Sour Fuel sounds
Sour
delicious.
Fuel for sure, that's what I want to smoke on the...
What? How is it seeing your shit on the shelf?
Let me grab one of those.
Of course, dude.
Yeah, let me get one of each of those, and then we'll just have a little OG fest. We are in the 818, you know, keep it.
818, say it backwards.
All right, cool.
You want that and that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the Adam Hill OG, and I'm gonna do the Sour Fuel. That way we just keep it gassy, sugar free.
All right, yeah,
keep it sugar free for this
for the session.
Occasion, yeah. Let me get one of these big lighters, man. You know, shit are like gold nowadays. Oh yeah, I like that. That's cool. Yeah. That was cool. I'm more excited about that smell nowadays than the smells we smell all day.
Oh, I love sours. I love you know, I've been looking for them super terpy ones. I like green weed.
Me too.
You fuck with drinks?
Not really, bro.
No.
I keep it kind of.
You do edible? You just smoke? You do hash?
Smoke,
just hash holes.
I have a line of edibles that I QC them, and if I am going to eat edibles, I'll eat those. But I try to stay with the flour and hash only.
That's how I am, dude.
My body, we ingest it a little slower nowadays. You might be groggy for 3 days after drinking.
That should be sitting.
Should have me.
You wake up with the weed over.
Should have me slow for 3 days, bro.
Adam LOG, the Doja Sour Fuel, and we got this lighter.
That's it, that's me.
That's it. Yeah. You know this is the highest host, Adam Hill, chilling out right here, Crown OG Studios. It's the Getting High With show, dude. Kentron on the keys, tickling them ebonies and ivories. It's so good to be here, dude. Yeah, how you feeling, Ken?
All right.
I love fucking with you. I know you love to talk and play.
That's hard. Try to get it in beat.
Listen, it feels good to be here. Shout out to everyone listening wherever you're at, wherever you're watching this. If you're on Patreon or YouTube or Spotify or wherever you're at, we appreciate y'all. You could be doing anything in the world, and you about to tune into an amazing show. I got someone who, person sitting right across from me has actually, I've seen him come from just being a connoisseur of cannabis to creating a worldwide brand. He's been going around the world. He just sources amazing product. I'm gonna talk about the crosses. He's a finished product expert. He's a FPE. He's out here, doesn't fuck around, and loves great cannabis and letting people get to it. I'm just gonna get to the show because we don't need to talk about much. This is Ryan from Doja Pak in the building. Yeah, dude. What's up, dude? You good?
Doing amazing.
Hell yeah.
Better since I'm here.
You came up here, you pulled up a bunch of jars. You're like, I got this, I got that.
You see the tech. A lot of people, I haven't really revealed that to the public. I'm not sure if it works. It's still in R&D, but like a couple, like last month, it was real dry. I noticed like all my papers started kind of hella curling. I know you smoke blunts, so this might not.
I smoke everything, but, but my top is blunts.
A lot of you might notice like they start curling and shit, and I felt like all my papers were kind of stale, and I just started also noticing that my skin was hella dry, and I just came to the conclusion like it's fucking hella dry out here. You know what I mean? It's California winter, so. I rehydrated some. I threw some shits in my some papers into my bathroom, shut the door in the spot, and then turned on the shower just to see if I could rehydrate them. And I noticed a little noticeable difference. So ever since then I came to the conclusion that it's like these papers can kind of be very susceptible to the outside elements too. So I was just like,
they absorb.
I'm gonna throw it in a jar with a Bovita. So it's still in R&D processing, but I keep all my papers in a jar right now. I can't keep them out.
Well, you smoke so many joints and prefer joints that you've noticed the flavor and the dryness of the paper when handling them. So you throw in
100%.
Does throwing it in the jar? Do you throw it with the weed, or is it like its own jar?
This is its own jar. This is just for. I mean, it might have weed residue because it used to have weed in it.
Okay,
but it's supposed to be just
I didn't know if you do the papers in with the weed jar to absorb like the terps and like season it. You know how they do like flavored
patina on them. Yeah. It was just
like natural infused.
Keep them from hella drying out.
Damn, that's some tech, dude.
That's all.
You smoke? How many joints you on a day?
Man. Real shit, I kind of wonder that myself. I really need to do a tally. You know what I'm saying?
How many blunts do you
smoke? How many blunts do you smoke?
Well, I mean, there's always a blunt in my hand. That's what I'm saying.
So it's like a habit. But a lot of what I do too is just like, okay, be real. Like if people are watching this, they might be like, oh damn, he went in the dispensary and just bought his own weed. People could take that as like, oh, like you could look at it as like, oh, this guy just thinks his weed is the best, but it's not. That's not even what it was. It's that I'm constantly QCing. So even as I'm seeing this in there, I'm like, okay, I need to re-QC that batch and see how this batch from January is smoking now that it's been sitting on the shelves for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Quality control.
So it's quality control. So I'm constantly, pretty much, I would say 90% of what I smoke is quality control.
But listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I would buy my own weed if it was on the shelf too, because I know what I put in the bag and I know what I'm smoking.
But it's not just that though, is what I'm saying. It's like, it matters is business too.
Yeah.
You and I smoke for business, for business, especially like a lot of times there's batches, no lie, where we're waiting on shit to get packaged, or they're waiting on me to tell them to order jars or not for batches that it's like, okay, I gotta smoke a fucking zip because there's 8 different flavors right here. All my joints are 3.5s. You know what I'm saying? There's 8 different flavors that I need to get a yes or no on all these flavors real quick. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot of pressure, man.
And what are you looking for when you're like,
I have a signature style of weed. I feel like that I like the way that the characteristics, certain things, the boxes that need to be checked in my in what I do. So I'm a joint smoker, so I really look for off the rip. Obviously, we want flavors that are dope. You know what I mean? I fuck with certain flavors more than other ones. I'm not just really trying to put out generic shit that everyone's smoking on and shit. I'm really kind of trying to get innovative with the genetic IP. That's first and foremost. But beyond that, it's like it's very important to just find product that burns the part, man. A lot of people don't. This is an industry that sometimes a lot of the just the aesthetics of the flower and the smells and everything like that. It's like people get real caught up in that, but it's really about how it smokes. You feel me? So it's like it could be look like shit. It could be looking like shit. Like this isn't the best looking weed I'm rolling. You know, my girl just called me and was like, "Yo, this permanent marker in the jar is ugly as fuck." I'm like, "Yeah, but roll that shit up." You know what I mean? So it's like it's really about how it burns. You know, I look at how it burns in the papers. I'm looking about how the you know the resin content and the you know the sponginess of, you know, the texture of it. You know what I mean? Because we don't want stuff that's too dry. We don't want stuff that just turns to powder. We don't want stuff that has a certain texture that doesn't form and when you're rolling it. You know what I'm saying? These are dust. Things that yeah. So it's like dust. You don't want the dust. You don't want the dusty texture. You want the fucking sticky texture. So you want sticky. You know, the stickiest of the icky. Yeah. You want the
you want to be able to rub them oils in your beer.
You know what I'm saying? You want to exactly. You need to have some little bit of my boy Chico calls it. He says needs a little gluten. You know, needs a little gluten in it. It needs a little gluten. You know, a little gumminess to it. We need a little gumminess. Yeah, but then after that, once it's lit, you know, is it smooth? Does it leave that little harshness in your throat? You know what I mean? Does the flavor transfer over? Is it sharp and burning hot and running in the joint and shit, or is it burning slow and even and nice and thick smoke and, you know, expanding in your lungs and an enjoyable experience? You know, at the end of the day, we're looking for. Are
you looking for like resin rings or white ash?
You know, a lot of that is the way I roll. You know, and the way that, I mean, I can take some. I could take a lot of people's weed and make it do that. That's not just the weed that I smoke. It's just the way that we roll. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that everyone's weed will do that, but I'm saying, like, I'm not just looking for that. I feel like almost everything that we smoke is gonna, you know, do that in some kind of fashion. So it's really about if it's burning clean, more or less, than the resin ring.
See, I remember
clean burn is better than white ash. You know, people are like, white ash this, white ash
that.
Bro,
my blunts have white ash.
I fuck with white ash, but that's what I'm saying. You get me? He said my blunts.
My blunts have white ash. So I'm like, what do you mean?
I like my shit to have white ash, but it's like, really, I'm going for the smooth smoke. Yeah. If it's not hurting your throat and shit, it's like I don't get too wrapped up in the color of the ash. You know.
And that's coming from smoking for a long time. You have become.
What year? So I was gonna ask you. You're 80. Are you 80? You're 83.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 84.
Oh yeah.
So me and you are the same generation. I was thinking today, it's kind of funny to think about where you and I have met and came from and shit. But I remember, like, I've been in this shit since you were too, because you were there. But we were in this shit since we were the young cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm kind of older than most people in the game now, but we come from the game when we were the younger dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember that, and I remember you were there. So it's like, you know, it's kind of crazy to see how it's like, you know, we come from, if you take the generations of the people that were like our age now back then when we started versus, you know, those are
I say like 20 years ago I was selling nuggies and a lot of these fools are still in Huggies.
Yeah.
You were in Huggies while I was selling nuggies, you know. It's just crazy, and like the social media thing has made the whole culture and community even crazier, because we came from, you know, when it was super illegal, getting arrested with just possession, meeting in parking lots to get it, just a random way to find the actual plug. It wasn't like, oh, let me just walk into a store and get it, or know the actual growers, because everyone was scared to admit that they had it or grew it. Or, I mean, out here in SoCal, you're from where are you from originally?
So I've lived a lot of places, man. I wouldn't say I'm from anywhere originally. I mean, I was born in New Jersey. I lived out there in the East Coast for a minute, a couple different spots, and then my family went to Texas. I was in Texas for a while, and then, you know, Southern California, Northern California.
Which state was it where you first smoked weed?
First smoked weed in Texas.
Okay, so it was probably some whack shit.
Yeah, it was some Reggie, Brick Reggie. And but I mean, that got me so high though at the time. I'm not even gonna lie, you know. And I was smoking blunts like you. We were smoking big. You remember prior to the cigarillos, they just had the Swisher Sweet, the big ass blunts.
The Swisher blunt and the Philly blunts.
Yeah, so I started. First time I ever got high was on Swisher blunt.
Oof. Was it flavored or just regular the red pack?
It was before the flavors.
The jumbos.
It was when we're old cats. This was before the flavors.
Yeah, I remember that.
The only flavor you could get was like a chocolate Philly or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like.
This is like late 1900s.
This was in the late 1900s. Oh, that was a good one. When you say it like that, it really mind fucks you. People out here mind fucking. I mean, shout out to Kyle on this bitch. This shit's crazy.
Like the year 2000.
Come in here, you walk into Twilight. It's a different vibe.
If you think about it,
I feel like I'm tripping right now. I'm not. I'm
a quarter century ago was the year 2000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And like 40 years ago is already the 80s. And you know, when we were talking about the 1800s, it was like the whole year, and we were only in like the 70s, 80s.
It's crazy.
So it's crazy, bro. It's just crazy. So you're in Texas. You get weed. Is it with friends, family?
Nah, it was one of the homies down the street, man. That'd be dope if they were watching it. It was homie Marcus Pope. He just came, pulled up on me. He was like, man, you know, it used to kind of be like if your parents were out not there or something and you had a spot like your house you could smoke at your crib, you know, people would pop up over there just to smoke and shit. He's basically like, I'll come smoke this blunt with you.
I'll pull up.
Yeah, I'll pull up.
And then you're like, all right.
Yeah, I had already tried to smoke out of a can like a few times with my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like where you poke the holes in the cans. He was like, yeah, do it like this. And then we didn't even have a lighter. He was lighting. We were trying to light a candle off the stove. And then we were trying to take the candle and then try to light the can, and it was dripping. Wax, it was dripping wax all on this. Like, no cap. So in my head, like, and you know, I had gotten some shit that like something during that process when I was hitting it made me cough. You know what I mean? But I didn't really get high.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, man, I don't even think I get really high off weed like that. And I had heard a couple other kids like, I don't really get high off weed like that. You know what I mean? It was like little rumors of homies being like, I smoked and I didn't feel anything type
also
shit.
Texas weed, so
right. So it was Mexican weed. It wasn't even.
Bro,
you
like,
can't even say it was Texas weed. It was Mexican.
Can you imagine?
Weed.
Like, I bring this up often. Like
the shit we smoked back then.
It was crazy. But kids today, like the first time smoking, they're smoking like vape carts, like distillate pens.
That's terrible. So, I'd rather smoke fucking Mexican brick weed, dog.
They like miss out on everything. Their first hit's like an electric.
Or like I have homies that work with me and their first, you know, they're like in their 20s, 25, shit like that. Their first thing they ever smoked was already a strain. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your first weed you smoked? Like ever? It wasn't.
There was no name.
Yeah, there was no name for it, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Mexican or Canadian,
right?
Or some
Fact.
chronic.
So and then like the cats nowadays be like, "What's the first thing you ever smoked?" And they'll be like, "Thin Mint cookies." Was like, you know what I mean? First thing you ever smoked was Thin Mint cookies. Like,
yeah, if you can have.
Shout out to you. I'm glad you came in the game. You didn't waste any time. You got straight to the point. So.
If you have a weed for your
cool
name,
generation.
Yeah, it's a good time, dude.
Cool generation.
So you're in Texas, you smoke it, and then you come to California, and then do you
discover
it?
So I had already, you know, I had family. By the time I started smoking in Texas, I already been out here a lot and stuff. I had family out here. I already knew it was like, my friends were like, yeah, all the good weed's in Cali. So I already knew. I knew it was out here, you know. It was kind of like at that point, like in that, you know, that was like always just my goal to get back out here. It's like, all right, cool. If I don't move back out there with my parents or my aunt and uncle or something, then I'm gonna, you know, I'll just go back when I can, you know.
So what was like? How were you in school? Because you were moving so much. Were you?
Yeah, I used to. I mean, well, a lot of the years, those years I was in Texas, and I just went to like, and then what happened was, and basically, so that was that year that I smoked the first time was probably 1998.
Okay.
And then like. Just a couple years, maybe like within the next year, so probably the year 2000, I got actually I think it was it was New Year's Eve.
Is it Y2K?
I think it was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day of 2001.
Okay.
And I got pulled over.
Oh shit!
Had like 3 zips on me or some shit.
Were you already like
I was slanging? Yeah, I had just
okay.
sold my boy a half a zip. Like, I started selling weed really quick after smoking weed.
Because
it was like we paid for it a couple times, and my boy was like, "Yo, this paying for this shit sucks, bro.
Yes.
We can get a whole zip and then break it into 7 dimes, and we make fucking $20." And you know what I'm saying? Like, we had already broken it down where we could smoke a dime, and you know what I mean? Like,
did the math,
you already know. And then we started doing it up in the math.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, but if you get a QP, it's 180."
Cheaper,
and like we started like, you know what I mean? We started adding it up and shit, and those are real numbers. That was the first number I ever got quoted for a QP was 180 of Reggie. That was kind of high too. They were trying to tax me. Fuck that dude, right?
Yeah.
If you're watching it right now, look at me now, bro.
I mean, but you learn, you know.
I took that 180 and I flipped it.
And yeah, you made it happen.
You see me.
That's how it starts. So you did that, and this is like Ziploc days.
It's pure Ziploc days.
No branding,
no
nothing.
cap though. I'm gonna give it out. Shout out to if the homie Tyrone is watching this, because I feel like he's popped up in my life. Right, the first dude Adam, for real. The first dude I ever got a sack from, that dude that the weed that we just smoked that I was telling you about, that came from this guy. He was like 27 at the time. His name was Tyrone. Bro, I dealt with this dude.
And you're a teenager.
Like, I was 13.
Wow.
And,
what a great guy.
So yeah, right. Yeah, he was serving the whole
Can you imagine
hood.
being 27?
Yeah, I know, right? Serving a 13-year-old. He used to serve the kids, but I'm not even gonna lie. In his defense, we were all like, we were thugging at that. You know, like, it was different. My homies had guns and shit. It was all bad. We weren't.
There was no internet.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Yeah, you know how it was. But shout out to Tyrone, because I really real life fucked with this dude up until like in recent history. Like I just saw him like within the last 10 years. You know what I mean? This dude was still buying packs and doing his thing. So I'm glad to see that.
That's awesome.
People stay in the game that long, but. Yeah, man. What I was gonna say is shout out to Tyrone, because in this fucking sandwich bag era, he was already using a vacuum sealer, and he would roll his dimes up. I swear, I hope somebody's watching and knows about this. Probably Marcus or somebody's watching and knows about this. And so like he would roll his dimes up. It would almost look like the shape of these pack of papers, and then he would use like a heat seal, maybe not from a vac seal, but a heat seal, and he would seal the sandwich baggies. So all his sandwich baggies looked like pre-sealed. You know, and they were all 5.5
packaged.
So yeah, he basically was doing packing, because like he would pull up instead of having his shit all loose or just having it randomly in bags, he would have it pre-weighed, and they were sealed like that. And that was the first time. That
wasn't really like a point.
He always
really
did
like a gram, or was it like a 0.9?
No, so he sold the Reggie sacks were 5.5s for 10.
Okay.
So it was like a 5.5 gram for 10. And like that was kind of considered fat, because some people would just give you 5 grams for 10, and so he'd give you 5.5.
Oh, give you the extra half gram, and you're like, yeah, that's another blunt.
And it was really real shit though. We say that, but 5.5 grams of Reggie was 2 blunts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was like 2 Swisher. That was like 2 regulation Swisher blunts back then. If you didn't make two blunts out of your dime, they shorted you. That's what people used to think in the hood.
So did you always? Because you talking about teenage life, like. What was like 4th grade Ryan? Were you already like
4th grade Ryan?
Were you already like thugging it out, or were you?
Nah, I was kind of good still. I didn't really start thugging till like
middle school.
Yeah, middle school.
You just started meeting some different people.
It was just this. Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't even doing anything bad. I was just around kids that were questionable. What were you saying?
What were you like? What was like 4th grade Ryan trying to be?
So 4th grade Ryan, that's a good question. Okay, so 4th grade Ryan was on some. I was big into Michael Jackson. I was hella into I used to wear, like, that was the year that I started caring about my style and shit. I remember getting a pair of like some Airwalks and some fucking, you know what I mean? Some Vans and some
alternative shit.
Yeah, alternative was the so you're a year older than me.
Yeah.
So we were 90 4th grade was 94 for me.
Yeah,
so I'm 02, class of 02, so I already know exactly what year, you know what I mean? So 94 was 4th grade, so you know what I'm saying?
Already keen on like fashion and style.
Yeah, I started getting on you said it right, the alternative wave, you know.
So you were just like trying to find your way, and then middle school you found a crowd that interested you.
I was already kind of fucking with skaters and shit, and then I started really kind of fucking more with the skaters, and like I was riding bikes BMX style and shit like in 8th grade, you know. So I kicked it with that crew, and then somewhere along the line we started buying weed from some little thugs, you know, and then I started kind of fucking with those guys because they had the weed, you know what I mean? You know, you gotta kind of be thugging to sell weed at 13. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a regular kid.
I was a suburban kid from the valley living on a cul-de-sac, and I was 14, 15. I started selling the weed, but I just had like I knew people. It was the valley, It was very. I had family,
here, right?
I had friends. I was like, all right, and it was just easy to get, and you start with the stress, and you end up learning and educating yourself, and then here you are now with the global brand, dude. Did you ever think that you just started it was a delivery company? What was like your first business in the cannabis space? Was it delivery?
I was
growing, you were trapping already.
Yeah, I was already trapping for I didn't even start the delivery till I was like in my early 30s, bro. So I had already had felony charges. I had already done jail time. I had already been
cannabis.
Yeah, all cannabis related, 100% cannabis related. I've never done anything else really that illegal, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'm a pretty straightforward guy. I'm just, always kind of sold weed, and that shit's always been illegal, so.
Is it crazy to see how like the cannabis business industry has changed? Because we come from a time like when I was, working in shops, bartending, selling, like this was a felony DEA raiding shops, raiding houses. Like it was crazy. It was super. No one wanted to show their face. There was no brands. It was just like if you knew, you knew. And then like all of a sudden,
if somebody asked you, I always wonder this. You were there. If somebody asked you what was the first brand that you saw in cannabis, what do you feel like? Who can you credit the first brand to? Like, who was the first time? Because you were in the 818, so I feel like you were kind of in the epicenter. You were out here when there was like 1,500 dispensaries and shit like that.
The first brand was like the Cali Connection, the seed company, genetics.
Yeah, right. So you want me to talk about? Can I talk about how I know you?
Okay, yeah, please.
Okay, so I don't know. I always tell this to him, but I don't.
I don't know if
everybody's listening. Okay, so basically, let's take it back to 2010. This is 7 years before Doja, right? Because 16 was when me and my boy started Doja, end of 16. So this is 6 years respectively before Doja. Seven.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was taken to San Francisco, California, years 2010. A young 25-year-old Ryan was at the fucking High Times Medical Cannabis Cup.
Yes.
And, I was one of the younger cats there. I had no connections, had to wait in line to get in the fucking building. Like, came straight. That was my first time to, as history, too. Let me just kick off. That was my very first time to San Francisco. I had kind of grown up in SoCal. So, I was from, like, OC. I'm coming up there thinking it was going to be, California vibes. I had no idea what to expect. I went up there. I'm like, man, it's fucking freezing up here in June. It's freezing up here. Yeah, like, everybody was wearing hoodies and shit. I'm like, okay, the Bay is way different. I didn't realize.
Different weather.
That's when it hit me that this is a way different place than where I'm used to in Cali. So
was this on the was this on like the water?
So if you remember correctly, that was the one in Port Richmond was 2012 and 13.
Okay.
But 2010 and 11 they had it in the city. The first one was at a place called, I have like a weird photographic memory.
No,
I'm like a fucking elephant.
I was about to.
So I had the first one. The first one in 2010 was at a venue called the Terra. And it was off of Howard Street, like Soma neighborhood.
Was
Soma
it like
neighborhood.
like a building, like a small building?
It was a building that had like an outdoor area. You had to smoke. It was like had a little upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, it was like
you guys, Cali Connection. I can remember where you were at. You were like when you go down after you walk in the long ass line.
You're wild.
And
right
you
now.
come in the fucking. I mean, you know why? Because this was okay. Like I kind of consider that day as the day that I started my career, because that's the day I went. That was a very significant day in a young Ryan's life. Bro.
Okay.
I met dudes that I like, Duke of Herb, and guys that I still work with to this day. Like I met, the guys that hooked me up with the guy, like people that I'm in the network with still to this day. I met them that day. Shout out to Brian, my homie was just with me last night, the other night. So it's like, I'm constantly I still work with a lot of dudes that I met that day, including you. I'm sitting here right now and you were there that day. So, it's kind of like, it was like, that was my first time of actually showing face in this, like, okay, I need to get out here and network with some of these like medical people, because I'm just straight trapping. And, this was more than 7 years ago. I was sending packs and shit, you know what I mean? Doing my thing, but I needed to really I was like, I need to make some
14 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
2010.
So it's double the fucking limit statute of limitations. So.
But so as far as like,
but I went to that thing. So I saw and I just remember that I specifically remember your energy, bro. So you were working for Cali Connection.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but Ken GDP was right there in the same little area as you guys were too. You know what I'm saying? And it was like
those were good times.
Those were good times, and
like,
it was
like family.
And Cali Connection, Swerve and them kind of had it together at the time. So Adam was there on behalf. You were there on behalf of fucking Cali Connection, and he was like my age, and at the time, I don't know if you remember, but it was like. Nowadays, a lot of the young trappers are 20, 25 years old. It's very common. At the time, you and I were like 25, 26. We were the young cats. Most of the people that had dispensaries and all that were like our age now. You know what I'm saying? They were 40. You know what I mean? They're a little older.
They were old. And
so we were okay. Yeah, right. So we were the younger cats. So he was like one of the people I saw that was like around my age, and just for him to already have like the influence he had, the way he had the microphone, and was just like, he already had like, it seemed like a lot of, just connections with you. I say he, I'm talking about you, but you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was just kind of like, I noticed you, bro. I was like, wow, this dude's kind of doing his thing. And it was weird because I didn't really, it didn't really click. But then it's like, then I saw you again and at another event. And I saw you again at another event. And I saw you again. And then you can just multiply that literally by 100, dog. And then it's like, now it's like, I still see you at every event. And it's like, it comes to the point of like, where I was saying earlier, I really feel like as far as a brand, who was the first, you said first brand, Cali Connection. Okay, I can say that in my opinion, Adam Mills is probably the first cannabis influencer, bro. Probably the first
Hell yeah, dude.
Probably the first one. You're the first one I knew about.
Well, I mean,
you were there with legendary, like when Kenny Powers and Swerve were.
That was in the
I
booth.
watched that video.
Was on the show.
I watched that video like 60 times. Like I was like analyzing the whole thing at the time.
The birth of Girl Scout cookies.
That was like, you don't have the Girl Scout cookies? Yeah, I do. This is cookies.
So
this
funny.
isn't my cookies. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
I
Get off
Kenny.
my booth, Kenny. Like this shit was crazy. I was like,
Kenny,
this is lit. Like, all right, fuck these
moment
guys.
in history.
He came down from the Bay like, fuck you. I'm out. I'm like,
what's funny
right.
is Kenny Powers was giving out the real cookies to people in the crowd.
He definitely had the real cookies.
And he was giving it to Doug like, this is it. And then they would show him that weed. He'd be like, this isn't it. 'Cause he was just on a rampage. And I was
that's my
loving
guy.
it, dude. Every time I see him, it's just big laughs, dude. Love that shit.
That was like an epic argument. That argument was like cannabis industry history.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
But there was no like influencer back then or like content
You were the only
creator.
one,
There
bro.
was, like,
You were the only one.
There was
I
no
swear.
platform for it. It was, there was just, there was
So
there wasn't
just-
a space for it.
So
we
let's just keep
created
in
it.
mind while you young cats that watch, you know what? Shout out to you guys. We fuck with you guys. This guy's next to me has been doing the same shit since you know what I won? I won an eighth at that show of Plane Wreck. I was juiced. I was like, man, I got an eighth of Plane Wreck. You know what I'm saying?
I
like
missed that.
I know, I'm just saying, like we come from the era, like you've been out here since fools were smoking. I mean, you guys were already on the OG, but if you remember do you remember I can, as my photographic memory, I remember what won. The strain that won was Candy Jack.
Yeah.
From the Green Door SF.
That's crazy, dude.
So we come from the era where we were out here since Candy Jack.
We're
was
here when
taken down.
and now it's fucking spray terps and
then what you
relabeled
showed me
weed.
just right now inside the dispensary from Bear, the one that was called Lava. That smelled very much like that smells like Candy Jack. That's how Candy Jack smells.
I love like those sativa terp profiles, the limes, the sours. I see you do that. We went to Apothecary before the show to get some weed, and you got your sour fuel. You're like, I don't even have that one right now. And then you got my OG. I love that you picked the two strains out of everything in there that were us. So that's awesome. And would you roll up right here?
The sour fuel and then that Z cross I was saying.
A little mix, a little hybrid mix, dude. So you were going to these cups and you just saw what was going on, and that's when you just started deciding to start
I met a homie actually at that cup. I met a lot. I went in there with a real networking ass mind, bro. I think everyone
Business.
did. I think everyone did.
Yeah.
You were already there working kind
I
of.
was, I started podcasting in 2009. I mean, I was selling the whole time. I did a little radio. I did some shit, but I just started in 2009. There was no weed shows. I was like, let me just create this let me just do this, and I interviewed everybody, and I was working with Swerve and Cali Connection, and we just took the show on the road everywhere we went. And I got to meet a whole bunch of people that were there and create some experiences. And that morphed. You remember Vader Village?
Yep.
You remember? Vader was one of the biggest brands.
I just saw him in Spain recently.
Yeah, they got
He's in Spain.
They got a club. You got a club opening up out there too, right?
It's been open.
What?
Yeah, it's been open
You
since
doing
November.
some Spanibus parties?
Yeah, I got Alien Labs on Thursday. I got Backpack Boys New York Growers Cup on Friday. Saturday nights the full moon sesh.
You got it every night.
Yeah, they're taking it over.
That's
and
great,
then
dude.
Sunday we're doing Hash Hole Saint Hash Hole Day on St. Patty's Day. CGO.
So what got you to create Doja Pak and start creating your brand? What was because you were of course consuming it, you were helping the community get some good flavors.
We were just like we started like it was like just going to I was going to those shows and soaking up game, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got my medical card, and then me and my homie had our medical card. We both had our medical cards, and then we ended up forming, hiring a lawyer to form a collective. The Prop 215
Yeah,
move.
we loved it.
I remember when I
Good
formed
times.
that collective, I felt so fucking
Accomplished.
Yeah, dog. I would
did
call
it.
my mom and everything.
I'm a legal shop now.
Yeah.
You told me weed was bad.
Mom, I opened a dispensary. You know what I mean? It was that was it.
And
At
this
that
was up
point.
north.
That was like my license. That was in Sacramento. Yeah.
Okay.
That was like a license to me. It's like, I got a collective now. Or a collective. And the collective was called Doja Exclusive, man. So, that was Doja Exclusive. It was whatever the fucking nonprofit, how it was set up. And, that was that brand, that business got dissolved into the LLC that we are today.
And choose Doja? Is that what you used to call weed? The Doja?
Yeah, you know, it's like my boy. So my boy, it was kind of like, you know, my boy had a dog named Doja, and you know, Doja means weed.
Yeah.
Funny story is like the very first time I ever smoked, that time I told you about, we were listening to Ghetto D from Master P, and you know, he has a lot of Doja references. So, you know, we had a homie growing up. It's weird shit, bro. Like on somebody in this is somebody's gonna see this from my high school. I had a homie in high school. His name was Ryan, and his last name was Mendoza, and he went by Doja, and his last name was Mendoza, but he went by Doja, and basically, so there was already a Ryan Doja in my high school, and it wasn't me.
Damn.
Crazy, right? Fun fact for you.
What?
Yeah. I was just Ryan Bartholomew back then. I wasn't Doja.
You were just like, I don't need an alias.
But then, you know, like 15 years later, you know, it wasn't even supposed to be like this was what people call me. That was just me and my homies' business. But then I remember the first time people called me that, I was like, Ryan Doja, damn, that was this kid in high school. Like, I knew this kid in high school named that. Now it's me.
So, do you like that, Ryan Doja? Or
No, I just go by Ryan. Really.
Right,
You know,
right.
people can call me whatever they want. I don't really I don't really identify too much as that. I'm just a human being. My mom called me Ryan, you know, so.
What was like the first strain that got you like, oh damn, this is, I mean, I know you started with Reggie. We started, you know, I'm sure you dealt with the
OG, man. I feel like OG.
The OG was the one?
Yeah. OG Kush was the first strain that like really like had me on a motherfucking like, this is all I want to smoke. I'm going to start a whole business. So when I started, okay, another fun fact.
Let's go. I love the fun facts.
A lot of people don't really know
Trivia.
this either, but when me and my boy Lance in Oklahoma City, he's the one that started Doja with me. He still rocks as the Doja name as well. And he basically, me and him went to fucking hit up like Karma Squad. It was probably Big T at the time, but we came to LA to get some OG cuts, bro, and we bought like the Tri-Fi and the D Kush and a bunch of like Karma OG cuts. And like our whole thing was that we were going to go to SAC and grow all OGs. You know what I'm saying? This was going to be
just what they love up there.
Doja was supposed to be a green weed brand. You know how you said you like green weed? Doja initially was supposed to be a green weed brand. But what happened was, what had happened was, you know, him and I, he's doing his fucking thing right now. But him and I at the time, you know, we just like were dealing with a rinky-dink ass, you know, 12 light garage situation.
The gray garage.
We never really got the quality of the product to be where we wanted it to be. So when we kicked off when we were in the delivery service, we really kicked off with like Gelato 33 and Skittles, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we intended on being a sugar-free brand and kicked off with the pre-LCG, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know,
I mean, I think the RS11 was the one that kind of like, I feel like maybe catapulted, got you up there.
So if you look at it like in terms, you know, do you ever feel like we're in the music industry, kind of some like? I mean, there's some parallels, right? There's some parallels. If you look at it in terms of that, we were already like signed and had like, you know, notoriety, and then that was probably our first platinum hit. You know what I mean? Because like I had already done enough shows in Bernardino and shit as Doja and shit, and have been done.
I remember.
Met hella people out here enough to like where I had to move to LA, you know, so I was already in LA for a year or so before RS11 came out. So you already know if you level up from the Bay or, you know, SAC or whatever, and you move to LA, you know, you already had to do something to get there. So it was like I was already doing my thing.
You were making shit happen. And then,
yeah, I was already doing my thing. But then the RS11, that shit just...
You went from national to international.
It was crazy because it was like just at the time, I feel like it was just a timing thing. It was like those packs, it was weird, man. Those RS11 packs from Gardena, like there was a spot that they were coming from, and they never came out the same after that, bro. So it was like, I don't know, those packs were just special, and that's what made the shit world famous. And I still don't ever see representations of RS11 still to this day ever that are on the like that remind me of how those ones were. So it's kind of like,
and that was RS is Rainbow Sherbet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, I forgot which Hall of Flowers it was, but you were chilling outside in the smoking section. You had your camera dude with you. You had your boys, and you were rolling up. You're like, "This is some new shit I'm dropping." Da, 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 da. This was like 3 years ago, dude. Like one of the I forgot which one it was. I think it might have been
Was
the
it
Palm
in
Springs
NorCal?
one.
Okay, that was the one I was there with Wizard Trees on that one. That was already kind of late era RS11. The RS11 was really
But I don't think it was RS11 there.
Yeah,
I think it was it might have been
might have been Giraffe or something.
Or when was a permanent marker?
It probably was before Perm or Giraffe. It was probably right then.
I remember you're
We had
always
something. I had
always
something.
out here pheno hunting
Facts. I'm
and
always
get
looking for
sourcing.
shit. Yeah, I'm always looking for new genetics and working with new cultivators or trying to get our own cultivation going. And I'm doing all that. Like I'm very, very hands-on with the way I control the supply chain fully. Everything that goes in the brand, I smoke. I don't let anything go out that I don't QC. Nothing is in this
100%.
fucking brand at all. That with the exception of some of my out-of-state contracts that I can't QC every single batch. But in that case, I have people that are appointed to handle that for me.
And I think that's why a lot of people chase or
That's
get
why
your
I'm looking
products.
for it to burn like that. Basically, you asked the question. This is organic. I'm not over here making it do camera tricks. I just want it to burn like that.
Yeah. And I think that's why, that's how I feel too with my brand is like, I'm a real smoker and I'm not going to put my face on something or work with somebody that I don't consume or fuck with. And I feel like people respect that. And if they know you're putting your brand on it, you're smoking it, then it's got to be good ass weed.
Right.
And
I know, I know I'm not perfect, man. I try to make, there's sometimes I'll smoke do some follow-up QC like I'm doing right now. You see this shit's dripping, and I'm like, wow, this is
and that's
great.
off the shelf.
This
in
is
the
a great
store.
experience.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying this as we speak. There's been times where I've rolled up stuff of mine where I didn't as much enjoy it, and I was like, wow, maybe that one shouldn't hit the jar. So it's like I know that, and then that's the top. That's maybe the top most hardest critique. I'm really hard on myself, but I also don't want. I want to have the best product in this tier. That's what everybody wants, right?
Yeah, we just want the best. So you're out here from the East Coast, move all around the country, fall in love with cannabis. That becomes your passion. You go to you deal with the law with it because we were at a certain time. You still love the plant. You created your shop. You got sourced a bunch of cannabis, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna create my own cannabis. Started working with people. Like, what is a day in the life of? What is like your typical day now? Are you just like visiting grows? Are you?
No, nowadays I really like.
I've seen you enjoying life a little bit.
Not as much as it looks like. Probably.
You were just in Thailand.
Yeah, but the whole time I'm out there, I'm like
working.
Yeah, you know what it is, bro. I'm constantly like anywhere I go, I have Cali time dialed in to where I'm still hitting my designers and my jar dudes and everyone in Cali time at 7 and 8 in the morning here, so that they don't ever really, in their cadence of their mind, I'm not even out of touch. You know what I'm saying?
They're workations.
Yeah, exactly. Their work. Every vacation that I go on is a workcation, and then I add a little bit of leisure while I'm there, type shit.
It's only right.
But I don't ever go on a vacation intentionally just to do nothing ever. Like I will in my 40s next year, but this will be the first time you hear about that because I've never done that yet to this day. Yo, look at that shit dripping,
dude, right off the shelf, dude. Quality.
So you gotta stay productive. So the day in the life, I'm very like, I feel like every moment is accounted for, dog. I don't have like when people are like, yo, let's go eat lunch or let's go do that. Like it always like, I'm like, wow, I can't believe people do that. Like I'm so like already like if you didn't plan that with me, it's not happening.
Organized.
Yeah,
Are you like wake up, go to the gym, eat?
Yeah,
like,
I have a pretty like
structured
routine. Yeah, I'm pretty structured, dog. I'm pretty structured to the point of even in my head, my brain knows what time it is normally. And I'm not gonna you try to tell me to guess the time. I'm not gonna be able to guess the time, but a lot of times I do. I'll be like, man, I'm getting kind of tired, and I look at the clock, and it's exactly the time I go to bed. Or I'm kind of hungry, and I look at the clock, and it's exactly the time I eat. I like that. I don't like to be out in public and then get hungry all of a sudden and not be, you know what I mean, or be out in public and be like, oh shit, I'm tired. But that's why I structure my shit a certain way. I structure nap times every day. I structure all that.
You have any siblings?
Not really, man. I have a sibling that's younger than me, but as far as he doesn't live out here, so I don't have any siblings that I like work with now.
Have you always been like structured and organized?
He's in Tennessee. Shout out to my brother. Yeah, nah, hell no. Just until I was the freestyle king until 2022, man. I'm just now, last year was the first year I'm in the last couple years of my 30s, and I'm just getting this shit together, bro. It's been a lot of times that I wasn't like that. So, you know, one thing in my whole 30s, I had a strict gym habit. I see you're going to the gym now a lot.
I did. I trained for the marathon, and
I say gym habit. I mean like fitness.
I do a little. I got super interested in golf now, so I've been trying to hit the range of the course as often as I could. I was doing the training shit for a minute. I did the marathon. I did the whole weed gym. It was good. That's great.
Probably one of the best investments I made in my 30s. If you say, maybe outside of putting my time into this or doing this brand was probably the other biggest investment I made. That was the best investment was the health thing, man.
I see you cooking. I see some of your posts. You were out here making some meals.
I actually hate cooking, believe it or not. I went to culinary school. I used to work in restaurants. Every time I start cooking, I feel like, oh yeah, this is my passion. I love this. And then after, I'm just like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Wait, so you did all of school? You did high school?
Yeah, I went to culinary school, graduated culinary school. I used to teach at the culinary school that I graduated
what?
at. Yeah. I'm pretty good at, I understand French technique. I used to be working a line cook. I've been enough in the kitchen that I'm not going to call myself a chef, but if you're like a civilian, you might call me a chef. But
were you trapping while you were in the kitchen?
Hell yeah. I never made any money doing anything. Just to clarify, I never made any money doing anything else really, like except weed. Cannabis has been my...
The restaurant was just like a... It was like check.
I was on, so the only reason I was in the restaurant was because I was on felony probation for weed.
So you needed a job.
Yeah. And the only reason I was in school was because it was like you had to be in school or working, or people were looking at you wondering what you were doing. So
you have to be a good citizen.
And at the time too, I fucked with kids. I was like, when I was younger, I was like, man, culinary school. I'm glad I went to culinary school. Like it was a 3-year investment in my life, and I look back like, damn, I spent a lot of time learning this shit, but it's a skill that it's good to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good to know.
It's of course.
I don't like to use it, but if I have to use it, I can do it. I busted out Thanksgiving dinner, and like, you know what I'm saying? I can do all that shit with ease. Do you
like making anything? Or you like a breakfast?
I'm pretty well rounded. I like making braises and stuff. I like making rustic dishes. We don't really eat a lot of like super overly composed shit. I like to do like rustic stuff. Braised beef, or some
with some wine pairings,
some roasted pheasants. I don't drink anymore. I used to drink. I used to love the wine pairings. I actually quit drinking completely. Not like against drinking. I would if you were like, hey, you got to try this wine right now, I'll try it with you. But
okay, how about this? We're driving to a cup, right? We're road tripping. We pull over to get some gas. We go in the fucking little shop. What are we getting? What are the munchies we're grabbing?
I usually grab like some unsalted cashews.
Okay.
Some water. Normally they have bananas at the grocery store, so I'll try to get, or at the gas station.
Some potassium.
So I'll get like 2 or 3 bananas.
Okay.
Some nuts.
Healthy.
I don't eat like shit. I don't eat.
Are you getting like alkaline
foods.
Water?
Nah, I don't fuck with all that gimmick shit, bro. I don't like people hate me, but I don't like Kangen. I don't like any of the I don't like any of the added alkaline water. I like pure spring natural God water. I'm on some natural shit. I like everything to be natural, like in its natural form, That's how I prefer, and so like if we have to stop to get something, I'll just do shit like that, eat very light until we can eat something that's, a little bit healthier.
You eat cereal?
I don't, man. I try not to.
Not at all?
If I eat cereal, milk? I don't eat.
Are you like oat milk, almond milk?
I don't drink oat milk or almond milk. All that shit's kind of, to me, is just like water with nuts ground down
Nut
in
juice.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Cashew milk?
I don't do any of those weird products, man. I basically water and fruits and meats, and you know what I'm saying. I like sheep milks, dairy. Like I don't drink the milk, sheep milks, but I like Manchego cheese, and I like the Drunken Goat, Humboldt Fog. I fuck with the
I like so when you go to the grocery
Humboldt
store,
Fog is like the goat, bro.
I like Fog.
If you eat Humboldt Fog, in 2024 we're homies. I don't have many friends, but if you eat Humboldt Fog, we're homies. That's there's goat cheese, and then there's goat cheese. That's
have you had Italian truffle?
Yeah, all that tartufo. I fuck with the Italian tartufo. I'm gonna go to Italy next month. My first time ever. Shout out to Italian.
Let's go.
I'm from I'm part Italian, so
okay. So when you go to the market, you're one of the ones that just stay on the perimeter?
I pretty much stay in the perimeter.
You don't go in the aisles?
You ask me if I eat cereal. If I'm gonna eat cereal, the only kind of cereals we make is like if we make homemade granola at home or something.
Damn.
I don't eat anything out of the the only thing that I would get in the middle of the aisles that might be you know, questionable is like I eat Triscuits, but Triscuits are fucking 3 ingredients, bro. It's wheat and oil and salt. So it's like, you know, whatever. I'm minimalistic, dog. Anything super minimal. I try not to even eat Triscuits, but I'll eat some Triscuits.
What about Cottonmouth? What do you do? Is this just water?
Fool,
That's it.
All day.
Nothing, no secret, no like secret candy. You eat candy?
I don't eat candy. I don't eat sugar.
Chocolate?
None of that, man.
Milkshakes?
If I'm gonna eat chocolate, it needs to be like 99% cacao.
What's your Taco Bell order?
Bean burritos.
Hell yeah! At least you go see that's.
I don't eat it anymore, but if we're eating it, that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm
You got to get the cheesy bean and rice burrito.
Yeah.
And you add nacho fries in it,
So
and then you tell them to grill it, bro. I'm gonna change your life real quick.
I'm gonna change your life.
I'm gonna change your life.
I come from the green sauce area. Remember when they used to do
they don't have green sauce anymore.
Yeah, they used to do the green sauce.
Bro. They don't have it.
Del Taco or Taco Bell?
Taco Bell all day, bro.
Yeah, I fuck with Del Taco bean burritos though.
Taco Bell all day. Do you consume content? Do you watch like TVs, movies, YouTubes?
Man, honestly, dog, I try not to watch anything that I try to keep my mind so like, you know what it is, man? I'm asking the universe and God and all this, whatever you want to, you know, however you form the belief. I don't want to get, you know, this is all catered to your perspective, but I'm asking the universe for really big things to happen in my life. So it's really hard for me to, like, when I'm sitting there not doing something that involves me working towards those goals, I start feeling really off, you know? So I pretty much stay productive all the time, man. I say this, I watched Godfather for the first time in a couple, you know, recently.
What?
And so, you know, I'm watching, like, you know, I catch up sometimes. I'm like, man, I need to watch this. I've never seen this. I need to watch this. But I don't watch anything, man. I watch the second half of the Super Bowl on some weirdo shit every year. I don't watch any football. I watch the second half of the Super Bowl.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, of the year.
Do you watch
right?
the endings of movies?
I mean, and that's the thing, man. Like,
minutes.
bro, does it seem, you know, this is another thing that makes me kind of feel old, but I just feel like, for instance, I really enjoyed The Godfather, and then the other day, my wife and her mom were watching Pretty Woman, and I fucking got sucked into it because it was at Hollywood Boulevard. I'm like, literally, no lie, Adam. I'm like, I used to try trap in that building. I'm like, I tried. That's where we used to do the pop-ups at that building. You know what I mean? It really is, and it's crazy. So I'm like, you know, I got kind of sucked into that because it's an LA movie. But the production of the movies nowadays, to me, sucks, bro. Like, I can't even stay involved. I'm like, I was trying to watch Griselda the other day. I'm like, man, this shit's boring as fuck. It doesn't seem unbelievable. Like, you know, like.
How about music? You listen to music?
Of course, of course. I listen to all the new music. I listen to all the new music.
What were you listening to pulling up?
Bro, yeah, I can't even tell you. It's kind of funny. I be listening to old school funk and shit. But I'm on, like, you know, like, what artists do I like that are new school? I like the Detroit guys. I fuck with Babyface Ray. I fuck with, you know, I fuck with the, you know, some of the Cali rappers. You know, I like, you know, I fuck with Slime back when he was out, you know, Free Slime.
So you're more hip hop, like,
yeah. I fuck
you mentioned
with
Michael Jackson earlier.
Yeah, I like Michael. You know, I used to, when I was growing up in the 90s, I used to like rock music and stuff, and, you know,
you were alternative.
I used to be into heavy metal music
and a chain wallet.
I liked Metallica and heavy metal music.
You had a chain wallet?
I used to play guitar. I still can. I had a chain wallet.
You play guitar?
Yeah, I still do.
You still do?
Yeah, I still. Like, I mean, I don't play now, but I know I can.
Like
still
electric,
play.
acoustic?
Yeah, it's only electric. I mean, I know how to play acoustics, but I really grew up playing like. It started with like the alternative stuff, and then progressed into like some of the other heavier stuff. You know.
You play like riffs and like.
Yeah, I was like a riff guy. I wasn't really like a song fucking cover guy. I was like, I learned cool riffs. I would never learn the whole song. I only
I didn't know that. Look at hidden talent, man. Bro.
Yeah, I was just some.
Ryan out here. When did you pick up the guitar?
When I was super young, probably that's around when you asked me fourth grade was. That's probably where I was at with it.
Did you think you were gonna be a musician?
At one point, I thought I was gonna be a tour. Well, at one point, I really was actually making money doing gigs. That's how when I met my girl, I was like thought I was in a band. But we were in a band.
You were doing like house parties.
Somebody's probably watching this that was in the band. Be like, motherfucker, you thought we were in a band.
What was the band name?
Quick Draw Justice was one of them. Equilibrium was another one of them.
And you played what, like?
It was
cover songs or original?
Nah, it was all original. I had too much pride to do all that.
What were you guys singing about?
I wasn't out here white labeling songs, dog. I wasn't out here white labeling songs.
What was a little fucking...
So fourth grade, fifth grade, I wasn't in the band yet, but in fourth grade, fifth grade,
that's where you picked up the guitar.
bro. Honestly, by eighth grade, me and my homies had a jam set up like in a room like this, where my mom let me, you know, use a certain area in the house. We had drums, we had shit on the wall, like you have, you know, we had like a little room like this when I was like in eighth grade. Yeah.
That's cool.
And I had a half stack Marshall half stack. I had because like I remember telling my mom, like Like my mom had just got divorced, so she had like you know, money coming in to spend on me, and I was like, hey, I can't play with Gabe because he has these drums and he hits them so hard and then no one can hear me. So she was like, well, we're gonna have to get you a bigger amp, honey. And I'm like, okay.
What?
So she went and bought me a Marshall half stack. I'm like, bet, this is lit. So then I was playing with my homie. So at that point we were just learning. That was when we were still learning people's music, and we would play like, you know, MXPX and Pennywise. And,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Skateboarding, doing kickflips,
yeah, that kind of shit.
playing Tony Hawk.
Right. That game. I never skateboarded. A lot of my homies did. I always was like the homie that rode bikes. I got pretty good at bikes. I used to race BMX and shit. Yeah, I used to race BMX. I still ride. I was riding motocross, hitting doubles at fucking Lake Elsinore 2 years ago. So I can still ride motocross. I can still ride BMX, downhill, all that.
Love Lake Elsinore.
Yeah.
It's a good town.
It's a cool town. It's very extreme. They're fucking extremes, their motto, right? If you're into like extreme sports, don't worry, there's a town for you.
It's an interesting spot.
They have like, if you go to the lake, they have like boats on the lake that have like, no lie, like your uncle's Corvette engine built into the back.
It's so interesting. Just don't go in the water.
No lie, I saw a sign. The water looks like matcha green tea. It's the nastiest shit I've ever seen. Bro, I saw there's a sign in the middle of the lake. It says max speed 150 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
I was asking the dude, we were wakeboarding, so I've been in that water. As you're telling me not to go in the water, I've been in that. I was like, we're really supposed to get in this? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know about that, bro. I was posting videos on IG. People were like, bro, what the fuck are you in the sewer? Are you surfing in the sewer?
I don't know if that's safe. You get shots afterwards.
Right.
I learned some of the people who grow weed out there use the water from Lake Elsinore and give them extra terps. I'm just playing.
Yeah, but they really go 150 on that lake.
What?
Shout out to Lake Elsinore. And then they got the dirt bike tracks. You know, Riverside, San Bernardino County. You know, the 15 corridor has a lot of fucking dirt bike tracks.
There's a lot.
Shout out to the IE out there, man. They got
all the towns off the 15.
And it's lit it's lit because you can go, no lie. Like if you're into dirt bikes, all the homies that are watching this into dirt bikes, you can go like to like the pro, like you can go to practice at Glen Helen, and the Supercross pros will be out there on the days when you know what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's like seeing the most famous people in the game, and you can just pull up and see them
there's
not a lot of places in the country you can do that. So Southern California, man, home of the motocross
epicenter of
waves.
A lot of things.
Epicenter of motocrosses.
You brought up earlier like
Florida too. Florida got that good dirt.
Look, all over the country, it's everywhere, bro. It's just we're from Calis, so we know the towns where it's at. I'm sure you've been to a lot of states out here where you're just like, it's just so different. Like the lifestyle and culture is just so different. Like the Oklahoma scene, the Michigan scene, the New York scene.
I've never really been to Oklahoma. I need to go out there. I need to go. Have you been?
I went twice, I think. Yeah, it's a little different out there.
Where is your favorite place to? So you see, this is another thing. You're one of the rare people that grew up in LA. You know,
born and raised. Yeah,
not a lot of them. You know what I mean?
We're rare. We're
not a lot of them.
We're rare. You brought up earlier the energy.
And I'm not from the East Coast. You said from the East Coast. I know I don't really identify as that. My mom was out there. My parents met in Loma Linda, California.
Where'd you enter the world at?
In New Jersey.
Okay.
But I didn't. We lived there till I was like 1.
And then you went to Texas.
We went to Maryland for a little bit until I was like 2 or 3, and then they went to Texas. And then I came out here when I was in 8th grade.
So you just like living
stayed in
was it
OC,
work?
Huntington Beach. My first place in California was Huntington Beach.
Ooh.
And it was back when it was normal.
I call it Bluntington Beach when I'm in there.
Bluntington, he said when I'm in the area, you know what I'm saying? So it was normal back then too. You know, remember Huntington Beach in the 90s was cool.
Yeah,
you know
was it work? Were you guys moving because of work or
military?
I
just used to move a lot because, well, you know, my parents just like, I don't know, my dad's parents were from the West Coast and my mom's parents were from the East Coast, and
okay.
And then we ended up in Texas because my dad had some family out there too, I guess, and it was cheaper. You know, Texas was hella cheap. They like went out there and bought a brand new crib like for like 80 bands or something. You know what I mean? Like it was the place to do that. You know, even in Cali back then, like it was like, even though it was normal and shit, the houses in HB and shit were still like 280, you know, 300. You know what I'm saying?
It was like that in the Valley a while ago.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know
now everything's $1 million.
Now everything's $2 million plus. It's just crazy.
Hey, let me ask you something. If you're just walking down the street and a portal just appears, would you enter the portal?
I probably would, man. I take chances, bro. I take chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I feel it. I mean, how often is a portal gonna appear? Like,
I mean, that shit would be like, it's meant. I feel like it's damn near meant to be.
Right.
That shit doesn't just pop up on you for no reason.
There has to be a reason why they chose me out of everyone.
Right.
So you would?
Yeah.
Just let's go.
I mean, if it goes somewhere, then you're supposed to go.
Yeah, I'm there.
You're there.
What? Okay, look, you enter this portal, right? And now you have the opportunity to just chill and eat with 3 people, dead or alive. Oof. Anybody, dead or alive. No family though. I know family comes first, but just anybody that we know.
You know, dead or alive, huh?
What?
Just to eat with.
Eat, smoke, chill, conversate. Ooh.
I mean, it would be cool to be like, I always thought like, I always wanted to meet Bruce Lee. I don't know why, it's random.
Great answer.
Bruce Lee would be cool. Kick it with Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Smoke one with Jimmy. You know, that'd be dope. I don't know, man.
Bruce Lee, Jimmy. Those
maybe like Barack Obama.
Okay, well,
I'm not even a political guy. I feel like it would be dope. He had this. You know what it is really like? I don't know anything about.
That's still
politics.
possible.
I don't know anything about politics. You said dead or alive.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I added a live guy. No. I don't want to add all dead people.
I would, because that's
you know what it is really like. People be like, oh, they see that and be like, he must be a Democrat. I have no political affiliations, but you know, Barack Obama used to have this. He had a weed gang called the Chun Gang. And it was like, it was like his clique of smokers and shit. And he used to do the total absorption hits. So I always wanted to see if he can still do the total absorption hit. I know he can do it. He's gonna see this. He watches your podcast.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up, Barack?
What's up, Barack?
Can you still do a total absorption hit?
Yeah. What does that mean? You just hit it?
I'm gonna try one right now. You want me to do a total absorption hit right now? I don't really do this a lot. But
let me know what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna give you a live demonstration. Okay. It's where you hold it in till there's no smoke left.
Oh, like a ghost hit.
Is that what a ghost hit is?
Yeah, where you hit it in, then when you exhale, you just ghost it. There's no smoke. Total absorption. Is that a real thing? They tell us not to hold it in, but you're holding it in. Oh, I'm gonna try a total absorption hit, dude. What? We got Ryan out here holding it in until all the smoke saturates his bronchial sacs in his lungs. And you get no smoke come out.
Barely.
Damn. Isn't that like...
That's a Barack Obama Chum Gang hit right there.
You just ghost it. He's just smoking the door.
It changed your whole day. If you're having a stressful day, just do that.
There's so many ways people smoke and terms that they have and little tricks that they do. I heard like the crazy eights and the French inhales and all that shit, dude. It's crazy how this community, this culture turned into like an industry, and now there's like actual legit
like
jobs
for it and shit.
For like social media content creator for brands, and like, you know, 10 years ago, none of that shit was happening.
Or even like the weights, like, I don't know, I guess that's standard, but it's just like to see like how like they basically like the market. If you think about something that always trips me out is like, okay, Kyle, the homie that was in here, right, on the thing in the chat.
Yeah.
We knew each other 25 something years ago when we were fucking young 16-year-olds, right? I'm about to be 40, so it's like, you know, what was that, 20 years ago, right? Listen, back then an eighth was $50.
No question.
I just bought the eighth right now. You know, you guys gave me credit, but this was $50 through Doja Direct at the spot we just went. So it's like the eighth price has been more consistent than any other commodity in the world.
But now there's tax because it's legal.
Okay, we eat some of the
shit,
taxes. I eat that and still do, because mine's $50. If you do Doja Direct, it's 50 an eighth out the door. You have to obviously get more than one, but whatever. It's still, the point being is we've taken that price and we've continued that price all these years, dog. There's no other, like, how much was a pack of Newports back then compared to now? I don't smoke cigarettes, but I'm just saying, like,
everything's gone up.
How much was a fucking a milk carton? You know what I mean? Like
a tank of gas.
How much was a Toyota Corolla back then? It was probably half the price.
Houses we were just talking about, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but an eighth is still $50. And in the legal market, and the state's taxing because the state knows it's $50, but who established that $50 price point? The people, the streets. The fucking, it's crazy to think that, right? It's crazy,
That's so crazy. Do you? I know you said you don't play many games. Do you do board games? Have you ever played? Are you into like playing little games?
I don't really know how to play any games.
No?
I play gamble. I like to go to Vegas. I have bad gambling habits. I don't really do it or anything. But if I go to Vegas, like I'm not going there to go to MJ BizCon. Like we're gonna go play craps and shit.
You throw the dice?
Yeah, I'd like to throw a few dice.
Dice is fun.
Yeah, I got I roll with some high rollers.
Yeah, that when I did that when I had that money back then and I went with high rollers and we played dice, like
it's really fun.
I walked away with a lot of money that night. They said I was rolling for 45 minutes.
Walk away with a few gray hairs and a lot of money.
Bro, when you bet, I don't know, dude. Craps is a good time, but you got to go with the right people. The energy's got to be right, or you just lose it all.
Facts.
What about Connect 4? You ever play Connect 4?
Of course, I haven't played that as an adult, but I mean, when I was a kid, I used to play Connect 4. My skills aren't really there. If you were about to try to challenge me, you could probably whoop me, bro. I'm not. Not strong.
You don't want to try?
I'll try it.
You want to get it?
I mean, I'm down to try.
Adrian, can you get that Connect 4 for me, please? Thank you.
I might pull one out. You might.
Yeah, look, I've lost a couple on here, dude. Okay. It's crazy. All right, while we get the Connect 4 set up, let me ask you, if you could have any superhero power, what would your superhero power be?
Man.
Oh, I like how you think about this. Ooh.
I wish I had a sense. I feel like I do have this, but I wish I had a sense to where I could sense out the kind of weed that I wanted and just like be able to like just find that shit. Doesn't even know if I know the people. Fuck the network. We're talking about like a real spidey sense. Like, okay, cool. Like, okay, I know that this guy in Humboldt has this weed right now. Like, I can feel it. So we're gonna go up there and we're gonna get to, you know what I mean? Like,
have a sense for the next.
Because really like. The game, like we're just a network away from being to the next level, you know what I mean? So it's like somebody's out here with some shit we need. That's all I know. Somebody's out here with some shit we need. All right, cool. Let's rock. Does Red go first?
Well, how do you feel about autoflower?
I don't really deal with autoflowers. I don't know much about these things. I mean, like none of the weed I fuck with is autoflower weed, That's earlies and shit, right? Earlies and stuff. Like
autoflower is just like it grows it like seed to harvest in like less than 100 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just got like that ruderalis vibe in it. But I learned that ruderalis has its own exclusive terps now.
I've heard of ruderalis.
Yeah, it's like the autoflowers. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Go first.
All right. Yeah, the ruderalis terps, dude. I heard that's a whole thing.
Have you heard of I just saw some shit the other day about chromosomes. It was kind of crazy. I don't remember what it was called. It was like triptoids or something.
There's so much shit coming out now, dude. I don't even know. Like, the whole spray terps thing is going crazy.
It's terrible, man. Can't believe people are doing that.
On like some bullshit, there's everyone's just like relabeling and classifying cannabis now just to get it. Out there, dude, how do you feel about the whole like THCA culture?
Damn, bro, I just gave you that one.
I'm sorry, I'm really aggressive because I don't want to lose anymore. I lost a couple and people are trying to revoke my Connect 4 championships skills. Do you mind if I go to the chat? We're live streaming right now. You mind if I go to chat if they have any questions?
Yeah,
see what we can talk about. I know you're really thinking about this shit.
What did you ask me a second ago? You asked me something about.
I was talking about spray terps and I was talking about THCA.
Okay, so THCA, man, like if that's your thing. I mean, if you want to do that, then that's on you. I don't do it. I'm natural, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like water that's been electrocuted and had shit done to it and stuff. I'm trying to be natural, bro. Maybe it's just in my head. People probably be like, oh, I'm getting stupid high off these. If that's what you do, then do it. I'm not judging anybody, but it's not my thing. But if you make like THC, if you're like somebody that makes that's got THCA on the outside of it, huh?
Yeah, everyone THCA. I mean, it's just like the young.
It's like the snow cap skis, right? That's what that is, right?
Basically, they say it's like a loophole in the bill where
the Delta 8 shit.
When you test it early, so it's not converted into Delta 9 because that's what happens when you add heat. So now people are selling like
man, that's
as THCA. It's exciting.
All I have to say is I know this, man. If you're in another state, don't smoke questionable products. I don't know. It's like I see people being like, yeah, I bought this in Texas, like being like my girl's sister like buys like it's like hemp flower from the gas station, but
Yeah,
who knows?
the gas station gas. That's what I call it.
Don't get the gas station. Try to steer clear of the gas station gas. We don't know what that is, man.
Someone asked. They said they see you use Bovita to refresh your papers. Do you actually use that for your weed too, or no?
I actually, man, you know, just to keep it real with you, since you asked, I do not like Bovitas for weed. I think it adds something or takes something that I don't want it to be added or taken away from. If it's already gone that far, it's pretty much done. You know, that's it. You know, you gotta fucking deal with it at that point, in my opinion. I mean, you know, one of my homies, I'm not gonna say anybody's name, is always like, yeah, bro, just put him in the fucking bathroom and turn the shower on. Like, I don't
throw a lemon peel in there.
Throw a fucking tortilla in that bitch. Like, I'm not doing any of that.
I remember
shit,
those
dog.
days though.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
did it
Like,
though.
I'm not saying I never did the Bovitas. You know, there's been times in I guess if nothing else necessary, you know, you got to use a Bovita, but I really don't like it.
Yeah, all right.
I like them for the papers though.
Chad agrees with you. They like that answer.
I think the papers does
Yeah.
well.
Papers. I think it's your
If
turn.
you add because you know these are two-way, so if it's add moisture to the papers, it's not gonna add a flavor. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want foreign moisture in my weed.
Yeah, no, that's what they appreciate that answer. They out here. What exactly? Big G with the facts. They're out here. I think it's your turn on the Connect 4. We're chilling. I think they dropped your link in the chat as well. Shout out to everyone watching right now. We're chilling with Ryan from Doja Pak, world-renowned brand. Like, when I was in the dispensary, dude, most of the people that came in to get your weed were like UK. How did the UK like hype start for your brand, dude? How did that?
Probably like with the connected packs, bro. We were in Sacramento, so we were real close to like Connected Cannabis Co. back when they had like those black bags that everybody wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I was like able to, you know, wiggle and get close to the source with that, and like I was able to get the direct, you know, and I was one of the guys with the black bags, and so that shit just fucking funneled to me, man. You know, and some of us, like, you know, shout out to the other dudes that did the same thing. Some of us were able to make that wiggle and make it to where, you know, when the connected shit, when we got, you know, couldn't get those anymore or whatever, we had to make our own moves, and it went to where I just was able to, thank you to my UK homies for supporting me. They were able to just like help me keep moving where I didn't have to. Man, I can't even go anywhere. I didn't have to worry about
You could go everywhere, dude.
Yeah, right. I didn't have to worry about, you know, the next step, because they were just like, fuck it, we want Doja. Then you can't get connected, we want Doja. And that's one of the reasons I started making branded products, was because of those guys. So other than that, before that, we were a delivery service, you know what I mean? So we would put stuff in jars, but it wouldn't be like branded jars like this. It would be old school Prop 215 style jars.
The pop caps.
Even when we would do jars, it would just be a standard lid, and it would just be a medical like strip on here, like whichever strain it was.
Handwritten
on there, yeah, clear jar.
The deli jar days.
Yeah, deli jar days.
I miss that shit.
Exactly.
Anyone? Some people want to know if there's any new strains coming up, for any new flavors.
Yeah, bro. I'm doing a pheno hunt right now. We got like 30 something different varieties that we're going to be pheno hunting, but particularly a bunch of femmes. They're all bred by my boy Duke of Herb, which was somebody that I met, you know, through that network of that very first show we went to that I was talking about with Adam Mill.
What?
Yeah.
When cannabis cups mattered.
We got like a couple good ones to talk about. We got like the homies New York's about to come out with one of the phenos of the Skittles crossed the Blue Dream Atomic Diesel. So that one's cool.
I just had a Blue Dream. It was really good.
So the Blue Dream Atomic Diesel hit the Skittles. That they have a couple phenos of that they're coming with. The Pineapple Gelinade is fire. It was selected right here in the Valley. Shout out to the 818 for that one.
Hey!
Pineapple Gelinade.
I love pineapple
That's
terps.
also by Duke of Herb, and that's the
Gelinade's good too.
That's the Pina Colado male hitting the Gelinade female. So that one's really fire. We have a selection of that already that I'm fucking with that prefers growing for me and stuff. So yeah, man, I have so many different flavors. I could fucking talk about that for the whole time, but you know.
Any return of RS11?
Man, I'm trying to find a cool cross with it, but honestly, man, Teddy said it one time from Alien Labs that he didn't feel like the RS11 crosses were anything notable, and I got, you know, we've done the Coffin Candy RS11s, which we those are cool, and we got a cool couple phenos. I've seen Planta has the 178, which is nice, and so I'm starting to see some cool RS11s. But as far as RS11 on his own, Adam, I don't see that one really. We try to run it sometimes like with different people, or like I'll have homies that grew it and try to bring me a batch and be like, yo, we can bring RS11 back out, but it's just a work strain now at this point. Is so many people have associated it with bulk work packs. You know what I mean?
Like Blue Dream.
It's
like
kind of like
GG4.
it's kind of like it's like a word cookies.
Like
or something.
gelato.
Yeah, exactly.
Gelato. Yeah.
The next is new level is LCG. That's the new LCG.
Yeah. Everything like when everything was just like that purple candy gas, dude. It was just like everything was a gelato or like Skittles, dude. I love Skittles, but everyone just started running with that Z line. And I was like, can we get green weed back? Like I miss the green terps. Yeah, that's why. What do you have like an all-time? You know, I love OGs. I'm OGs #1, but I also love the sours. I love
only time I have an all-time favorite is like when I'm like on a podcast and they ask, but I don't really have something like in my, you know,
like a go-to, because I know when we went to the
my favorite in the world is Permanent Marker, probably.
Okay.
It's like my go-to smoke, I guess. If I'm smoking, like if I had to take a pound out of the inventory I have right now and smoke the whole pound, I would do that with Permanent Marker.
All right. I know when we went into Apothecary, you just got the OG and the
crazy.
sour. So I was like,
I got two OGs right there.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah.
But the Permanent Marker, that's your.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Because that's
some giraffe pussy in here too. That one's really fire. You know.
What? Have you ever seen baby giraffe born?
I have not ever seen a baby giraffe born
before. You know how they say I'm high as a giraffe pussy?
Yeah, I think I have seen one. He like falls out, huh?
They fall, bro.
They falling kind of far and shit.
They be falling high, dude. Yeah, I brought that up. But Permanent Marker, I've seen a lot of brands and growers now with the Permanent Marker cross.
Yeah,
how does
we were me and JBZ and I released that cut back in 2022 December. So there's a lot of people that it's all over the, you know, it's all over the place.
Yeah. Is that do you like that? Do you like seeing people
like
enjoy it and grow it? And
I like that. It's good to see people. You know, I've done 2 clone releases in my career, and one of them was RS11 and one of them was Permanent Marker, and both of those I really believed in those. The reason that I did it wasn't to make money, it was to do it for the culture, to give people. A lot of guys, you know, that shit might be out here in Cali, like you can get it if you're in the valley, you know what I mean, but it's hard to get that if you're in some areas of America. If you're a new grower out of Michigan or someplace, Florida, and you want to jump in the game with some dope genetics, you know, you don't want to take the time to try to hunt shit from seed. Like I came from that. I used to always want to get certified good clones. Like I told you, I came down here to buy those clones from Big T, and then back in 2016. So that was in 2016. So it's like I always wanted, you know, and I see the value in seeds, and I pop seeds now, and I actually make seeds with Duke of Herb. And he does, but we sell our gear in seed form, so I believe in seeds too. I see crazy shit coming from seeds, but I know the value in getting a good clone that you can crush it with. And both of those cuts, a lot of people had their best harvest with those cuts, man. I had people after the fact that were just like, yo, thank you. Like I went and took that perm back home and crushed it, and everybody loves smoking it, and I love smoking it. And same thing with the RS11.
Just pheno hunting and finding that right one.
Plus, there's a lot of crosses that we're seeing come back of it and stuff. And, you know, it just, you know, it makes it more of a legacy. If it's like, you know, I believe in like, you know, rather than trying to hold on to something forever, I'd rather use it for a little bit and then, you know, get it to where it's valuable and then let other people eat off of it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it exclusive to where it's valuable enough to where we can let it go and move on to the next one. and then let other people that are in the game be able to eat off that shit because it's still the hottest shit because we still rock it. And you know what I mean? Like I still run permanent marker to this day. I'm still selling packs of permanent marker for the highest tickets. And so you can be, you know, you can grow a cut that people have. You know, there's not, you get what I'm saying? Like this is a common cut, people have it, but it still goes for the highest prices. So
yeah, it's a sought after strain right now. Do you think cannabis is originally from our planet, or do you think it was brought here from? Do you think there's other species out there, or are we like the only ones?
I don't have super like, you know, I don't think too hard into this because I feel like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
No experiences, no like.
Nah, nothing ever supernatural. I'm just.
Pay attention. It doesn't matter. I won anyway, but.
You already won?
No, I mean next move I win regardless where you go.
Oh, you got me like that?
But no, we're good.
You got me checkmated right now? How do I not see this shit?
It's connect 4, so.
I know, you have to connect 4.
Yeah.
I don't see your 4th one. I see this one, you can go there.
Yeah.
I can block that.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna go here.
Yeah, and then I got the
one. Damn, that was a cool tech. Boom.
Yeah, that's called that Adam Ill diagonal kill.
got me, bro.
Listen, I'm Hasbro recognized. I'm a World Connect 4 world champ. It's just I don't know how.
Are you really?
I'm good at that shit. It's
Are
just
you
like
really?
I'm like no, I'm self-proclaimed, but they recognize. They know. I just consume cannabis, so they can't fuck with me that much, you know, because they're a children's brand, and I'm that's not my demographic.
Right.
I can be. I'll change my character. I'll become like a little. Hey guys, it's me. Let's play some board games. Do you dab at all, or you mostly flower?
I dab a lot. I dab, you know, really more the QC product because we do fresh frozen. You know, we are washing fresh frozen of our flavors now. So like for instance, we just washed the party poppers, and we're doing a lot of batch matching rosins for our flour. So we have like all the like the sour fuel we have in rosin form. So you know, I have a lot of stuff I have to QC, but other than that, I don't just like dab as a habit. I don't, you know, I try to keep everything business.
How does it feel to like know that you're smoking some of the best weed in the world, and that, you know, you're going after, you know, the best flavors and just trying to put it out for the people, like, and you've been doing it successfully? Because, you know, I
feel blessed because a lot of people are out here. You know, it's not an easy market right now, so I understand it's hard. It's hard for everybody, even us, you know.
What would you like? Say you're a brand and you're.
But it's surreal though. At the same time, I love what we do. I love to be able to find weed that I think is the best weed, and I'm like so excited. Like right now, this was fire. I really enjoyed smoking that. And this is some Zattern that we just got in that just came off the trim lines today and got trimmed.
Zattern.
They trimmed up just to get me to try, so it's super fresh, but it's already burning cool, and it's gonna be a really great batch. And yeah, it's amazing to be able to find what I really enjoy and then curate that menu for everybody that smokes it. And it seems that the product goes all over the world, so people buy it and send it everywhere, and I enjoy that everybody likes to enjoy it too. And it's fun. It's good vibes, man. Good vibes.
Out here smoking brick weed, going after good flavors, you know, been through the whole process, dealing with law enforcement, handling, you know, coming back, and now, you know, got a fucking shop in Barcelona, a little coffee shop.
Yeah, if you're in Spanish,
what?
Come through.
How is that? Is that like that's probably? Did you ever think that would happen? Being a little trapper, selling shit at 13?
Yeah, I never would have known that part, you know. Even up until recently, you know, I didn't know until pretty much right before I did it. But I mean, I actually was going through some of my notes recently, and I had wrote it down in like 2019. I'm a firm believer in writing shit down, manifestation. I'm a big believer in manifestation. I think you can believe things into existence and stuff.
Okay.
So something that I really wanted, you know what I mean? And so it happened, you know.
I mean, you've been in High Times multiple times. You've been in Forbes magazine. They featured you. So, like, you out here doing something right. You making it happen, bro.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you, man. You've been doing the same thing. I've seen you around. I think one time you told me, I was like, I see you everywhere I go. I see you, man. You grind so hard. I was like, I see you everywhere, and you're like, yeah, well, you know what? You're in all those places too, so you're doing the same shit. So, you know, that's love.
Hey, it's facts. You know, we're out here, and you know, we have different paths, and we're making it happen. And like, this community is so small, but it's so big at the same time, and it's good to see, you know, people that were out here before the whole.
You still work with guys like, besides like, did you still have some guys from that era that you work with?
I try to keep a great relationship with everyone who I've worked with along the way. That's one of the things I say, is I try not to burn any bridges. You know, there's disagreement. Sometimes people don't see things eye to eye. There's a little, you know, sometimes obstacles. I'm sure you dealt with it, but you know, as adults and grown mature people, we can like maybe get past some of these issues. And you know, that's how I try to make it happen, dude.
Yeah, I don't really have much bad blood out here either. Yeah. But
I mean, people feel some type of way.
I still deal with like people from back then. That's what, you know, it's crazy to me. Sometimes it's surreal, especially when I'm up north in Sac and I'm like with a bunch of my homies like Green Dog and those guys, and I'm just like, man, I've been fucking with these dudes for so many years now. It's crazy. Rusty from Duke of Herb and like Ted Alien Labs, all these guys. It's like so many years now we've been doing the same shit. Like so many dudes that grow for me now. I used to smoke their weed. I was a fan of them. You know what I mean? Like that. So shout out to like, you know, Jordan and Kenny and like a lot of these dudes. Like I was buying weed for, you know, Green Dog and Preferred Dave. Like I was buying weed from these dudes, you know, cultivations that they were running. Just like we went into the dispensary right now on some, you know, I was a big fan of their weed and like, you know, loved the way their shit smoked, and now they grow the weed that I put in my jars and put in my brand, and you know, grow strains that I've been a part of curating the breeding project of, and it feels good, you know. It's rewarding, man. But it's like, it's still a process. My girl always laughs because she's like, you know, I feel like she's like, you feel like you're so young. Like a lot of people that are our age, they kind of have they're slowing down. You feel like you're slowing down? I don't feel like.
I feel like my momentum is picking back up again.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like I kind of feel like in my opinion, I'm just starting. Yeah. Like I haven't even really got. If this was sports, I'm just now in this is like the preseason. I haven't even started yet.
Yeah.
Like this shit's so new. Like, you know, we can't like people have this retirement mentality and just think like of like, okay, just because we've been doing it for so long, you know, okay, just because me and you've been working in the industry for so long, it's like, really, let's just be real. Only the last few years count, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like all those other years helped because they gave us experience that we needed to operate in these last few years, but only the last few years count, man. You know what I mean? Like there's dudes right now that are doing numbers. I mentioned the brand that's the #1 selling brand in my bracket, and it's like they weren't even around that long ago. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the guys that were might not be here now. So it's like, you know,
the industry's always changing. I mean, always it used to be a community, and then it turned into like an industry.
It's a business now.
But I mean, I think it's more like a circus because there's so many clowns involved that haven't even touched the plant before it went legal and they saw money in it.
Yeah, don't currently smoke, and they just got in the business to try to.
I spoke to some people that didn't even know what like a weed plant looked like.
Facts, it's crazy.
Like,
it's crazy.
So it's just changing, and you know, trying to keep the culture alive because we come from a different era. It's just like, I mean, that's what my main thing is. You know, I want to like keep the good weed out there, keep the culture alive, remind people of like what this industry has gone through, because you know there's a lot of people that don't know. People don't know that Jack Harrow was a real person, and it's just a strain.
Right. Yeah, and it's because that back in that era was a lot less documented. There was a lot less.
There was no internet. People don't know about like.
Yeah, the internet changed the world. So before that platform, everything was just like printed versions of High Times. That's when that's when High Times magazine really meant a lot too. That shit was a culture. Like, you know what I mean? Like those I would be waiting for the new issues to come out and shit. That shit was all you could do. There wasn't like where you could keep up on Instagram and all these.
There wasn't platforms for cat. You
it
couldn't
was
even
like
find
you
a
were
WeChat.
waiting for a High Times magazine to come out to know what was big, what was popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And then when the internet came out, there were little forums. If you knew about them, people would be talking,
IC
connecting.
Mag and IC Mag.
Yeah, and then
like,
Weed Tracker.
Bud Trader. Remember Bud Trader? Bud
Yeah.
Trader was the ultimate sketch for him. I used to love Bud Trader, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to trap on Bud Trader.
I think we trapped on everything, bro.
Bud Trader was cool though.
Yeah.
It'd be like you could just go link with random people. Prop 215 era. It's like the Craigslist for weed.
I mean, now we made sessions for everyone to just meet in real life.
Right. That's the best way to do it.
That shit was crazy. Like, yeah. Like you were saying, do I still talk to some people that I started with? Like, you know, I knew these people before they had brands. I knew some of these folks before they were just, you know, coming to these events.
You knew me before I had a brand.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other, but
we knew of each other.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah. Sometimes people knew me before I knew them because I was doing like, you know, like you were saying, I was already hosting and doing all that shit with the event. Because there was no one doing this shit. And I was like, fuck it. Let's make it happen. Listen, bro, I feel like
shit's been growing though.
Now I'm the old man who's been doing it forever since MySpace and shit.
And shout out to you with the secret sesh and everything you did. You know,
Thank you.
You were part of the innovation in every era. You know, so it's good to see that.
Listen, you know what it's like to just stay relevant in any industry. I mean, you compared it to the music industry. You know, you got artists that come and go. It's just like, you know, personality, strains, flavors, brands. People have different, and there's new generations. There's new people smoking all the time, dude. Zope permanent marker to make a Sharpies line. You like that?
That sounds cool. I like that.
Zope.
I like how you spelled that one.
Zope and permanent marker Sharpies with a Z. T-Dog out here. He liked your Movida answer too. And I think Kyle said he wants his torch back. Did you take his torch? He said, how can I get back my torch? I got you right now.
That's what Kyle said.
Yeah, Lansdale.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I need that rosin in Lansdale.
It did. He said back in touch. Now can I get back my torch?
Oh. I saw torch. I'm like, this fool took his torch.
Hit me on Telegram, bro.
What?
You'll see. Just go on my Instagram. And,
DM him.
Yeah. Don't send anybody any money though. If anyone asks you to send money, it's not me. I get shit. That shit's crazy.
How do you
I'm
deal
getting
with
shit.
that?
Man, I don't. I'm. You know, I can't even tell you. I do certain things like try to. There's not. I mean, what are you supposed to do about cybercrime? These fucking people like have fake internet websites, not even just accounts. Like there's a fake website, and whoever it is selling clones and, you know, all kinds of stuff, and then just taking people's money, and then they just hit me and be like, these people took $500 from me. And it's like somebody that's a hardworking person
It's a lot.
you know, like is out here and follows my movement enough to like get wrapped up in this fucking predatory, because the scams are predatory. Like if you follow my account from a new, like say you just randomly follow my account, your name's Sarah Jenkins 2121, and you fucking follow the Doja Pak account, within a few minutes you're gonna get followed back by all kinds of scam accounts. And those people are gonna be hitting you up talking about like, I got you. This is dope. Hello, we thank you for the follow.
This is my line to get stuff.
Right, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? That kind of shit's really
horrible.
It's super predatory, and it's like the way that
and there's no control.
There's no way to control that.
They've used my likeness multiple times.
You know, I've paid to have fucking people, you know, to have people, you know, reported hundreds of times to be removed, and you know, shit like that.
You know, I'm on my 26th account, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, to protect my followers though, because there's so many fake. Yeah, and then there was even a fake. Doja account. One of the fake accounts even got a blue check at one time.
Oh my!
They won't give me a blue check.
It's fucked up. I had someone reported my Facebook account as the fake one, and they created a different one that was saying they were me, and you know they was connected, so they took away all my account, and then I had to hit up Facebook to get all my shit back and be like, yo, these fools are impersonating
crazy,
me,
bro.
like,
so you know, like, and then think about it. Like anytime they're impersonating you, it's ill intentions. It's not
it's
like
horrible.
It's not like they're trying to do it to fucking do something good with your name. They're trying to, like, you know,
tarnish it and scam people, and it's fucked up, bro. I had people like, yo, we put our whole life savings. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do, bro? It's not my fault. I don't sell anything, dude, on this shit. But anyways, it's good to see you out here making it happen. I feel like we could talk for hours, bro, but we try to limit this. We're already a little over, dude. We're a little over, dude.
Appreciate everybody that tuned in.
Listen, this was a long time in the making. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man. We got a lot of things coming up. Did I ever? I asked you. Did we get the answer? If there's anyone coming up in the industry right now, someone trying to start a brand or get growing, do you have any advice? You've been there. You started, with the pack, started a brand. Stayed relevant, made the networks, and created a worldwide brand that everyone knows, dude. So what would you? Anything?
It's a hard industry right now. I don't know. It's hard times, man. It's hard times. I think you should, if you come in the right way. I mean, it's hard to tell what other people what to do, because I say not to do certain things, and then there's people out here selling sprayed packs making millions. So
Fuck, dude.
I guess it all depends on your intentions, but I got in it for the right reasons, and I think that the best thing you can do is follow your passion. If you don't have a passion for this industry, then I wouldn't get into this industry, because it's not an industry that it's like, I could have had the same financial wealth if I would have done something. That's just the hustle. It's not I don't have where I'm at in life because of I love what I do and stuff like that. But if you would have put this, just like if you would have put the same time into something else, you would have the same success. So it's just like, be passionate about it. If you're not passionate about it, don't get into it. And I'm passionate about it because I consume the product. So for me, it's every day is easy because I'm just doing what I do and what I love to do. Right.
It's something you love.
Passionate about.
Yeah.
So,
Turning them passions into paychecks.
That's the best advice.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Turning the passions into paychecks, dude. And just know it's not gonna be easy.
Sucks having to sell something.
It's not gonna be easy. Ryan, dude, I learned a lot, bro. I didn't know you played guitar. I didn't know you were all into BMXing and had a band, dude.
Typical 90s,
out
80s
here,
baby, 90s raised.
A chain wallet and a fucking spike and puka shell necklace.
I used to have the hair parted down the middle.
You had the part? The fucking...
Yeah, bro. The Justin Taylor Thomas.
The JTT.
Yeah, I had the JTT,
The whole JTT, that's how you know you're late 1900s, dude.
Right.
What?
Drinking Capri Suns,
They don't make them like shows and movies like they used to, bro.
They don't, man.
Shit.
They don't.
I was looking at all the 90 cartoons and like listening to the intros. I was like, bro, it ain't the same anymore. The animation ain't the same either. Hot Kentron, you be watching the new shit? No?
He said no.
I'm stuck in the 90s in the past too, man.
Yeah.
All day.
Kentron out here. Shout out to you. Thank you for tickling them ebonies and ivories for the show.
Hope you guys appreciating the tones that I'm bringing.
I heard the Mario Brothers in there. I heard a little bit of Michael in there.
Yeah.
When he plays with Steve. I heard it, dude. I heard it. What? Kentron is in a Michael Jackson. He does Michael Jackson covers, and he goes out as Michael Jackson.
For Halloween.
Well, he used to be in a Michael Jackson cover band, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never got one show though. That's the thing.
We just rehearsed.
We recorded like a promo video, and got no calls.
Damn.
But we practiced though.
I know you mentioned Michael Jackson earlier, so I just want to bring that up. Shout out to Kentron. Listen, you were awesome. Doja.Pak, P-A-K.
It's the only one, man.
Doja.Pak on Instagram. Check out the website.
This guy said something funny. He was like, "There's a fake."
The LinkedIn fake account was jokes.
There is literally a
you
fake.
Have a LinkedIn Doja?
There is a literal fake. The LinkedIn account is fake.
That's how you know you made it, right?
Some dude in Utah or some shit. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
When I saw I had fake packaging out there. They were selling like
you
fake.
felt good at first about it.
It's
I know
like
how
bittersweet.
You feel. It's bittersweet.
That is like you're like, damn,
you're like, damn, I made it, but fuck these dudes.
I'm well known enough for like them to,
I know. The first time I went into Green Buddha, I was kind of mad that they didn't have my bags. Yeah. I was like, man, I'm popping way harder than these guys. Who the fuck is these dudes? You selling these bags? Yeah. You're gonna hear about me. You're gonna hear about me. And then the next thing they had all my shit. I'm like, okay, get that shit out of here. Get that shit out of here.
If you're in Barcelona, go check out the coffee shop. If you're going for cannabis, he'll have an event every night. Follow the socials, get all the info. If you want to get it directly to you, bro, there's a website.
DojaDirect.com.
Is that crazy right now?
The only way to do it.
How do you feel about that, dude?
I love it, man. So let me just explain the concept. So it's still, we're still perfecting it, working out the kinks. I'm actually, where we just went at the Apothecary. It's actually a Doja Direct
HQ
hub. So, you know, you place the order online. We did that so we could basically, you know, Doja Direct is a price lock platform for us. So we wanted to lock in our people that if we fuck with out here that we were doing the pop-ups. You know, a lot of people were like, why can't we get it for the pop-up pricing from back in the day? So I was like, cool, fuck it, I'll lock, because you know the dispensaries are gonna sell for what they want to sell for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, just locked it in to where people can get it directly on me. So same pop-up pricing, you get the zip. So hit dojadirect.com, all the flavors that you saw that, you know, over at the Apothecary, and we have this all over the state of California. It's not always the same menu all over the state, but we have product all over the state of California.
They had like 7 flavors.
Yeah, and they got it all over, man, from Arcata to Chula Vista.
What? Smoke like Ryan, get that Doja. Were you around with the awards, or were you not around during that time?
Awards?
Like winning any like Cannabis Cup awards or
I never won any awards, man. I've never won a single award, actually. I'm that guy. I don't have any.
You don't need awards the way you out here with the market.
I don't have any platinum records yet.
Listen, it's inspiring to see what you've been doing. It's awesome to see the waves you've been creating. You've been creating a lot of clones out there. A lot of people taking your formula and trying to do it. There's so many people now with just branding their cannabis and sourcing and making it happen. And you were probably, what do you say, what was it, FPE? Was that what it is? Finished product expert. I had to remind myself, dude. It's great to see you even created a title. You're like, I hate titles.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the FPE commission. You know, it's not just me. It's a little group of us. You know, and it's
Yeah, I met EK. I love his energy.
Yeah, he's part of Doja. He is also part of FPE, but FPE is bigger than Doja. So it's
okay.
Like something I'll be able to speak more about later on in life. But shout out to the commission, everybody, for all the homies with the.
I saw it's like a solid 4 of y'all that are like that make up the Doja.
Yeah, Doja has a lot of facets. Those are the known people. There's people behind the scenes that you've never seen that are more of, that are just as involved than people that are in the scenes. So, it's the same. It's behind the scenes and in front. We got guys
everyone worldwide.
Guys in your face and guys behind your back.
You don't need to know everybody. Just know we out here.
Where it's coming, but it's all over the place.
Well, I appreciate your time, dude. It's I'm glad that this happened. I know we've been talking about it, and we made it happen, dude. And I learned a lot. Inspiring. Can't wait to see what flavors come next. 2024.
Yeah, I think Doja EK is coming to BCN. Somebody asked that. I believe Doja EK and Drew,
the whole crew.
That's my original crew, man. So the original Sacramento delivery service crew will be coming to Barcelona, man. It's almost a decade later.
What? Listen, this year I'm not going to Barcelona for Spanibus. We'll be at the Hall of Flowers at the same time.
Yeah. Shout out to the homies who Hall of Flowers. Sorry, I'm gonna be able to miss the Ventura event. I was really looking forward to doing that, but I'm gonna be at Santa Rosa for sure.
I'm gonna be doing live podcasts over there. I'm gonna be getting.
I'm gonna tune into it.
What? Well, listen, you're not gonna tune in because you're gonna be in Barcelona chilling, eating some jamon and shit. Fuck yeah.
I don't eat jamon.
You're not gonna eat some jamon?
I don't eat jamon. I don't eat pork. So.
But it's Spain, dude. It's like
I know,
royalty.
I see it every time. It looks good. It looks kind of like gabagool. Looks kind of like gabagool.
They take it fresh off the fucking
off the leg. I see it. They cut it off the leg.
Listen, I don't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian, bro. But when I was
you eat jamon
when I was in Spain, I had to, bro, because it's not the same meat as out here. It's all like the food system out here is crazy, bro.
I feel so much better eating European diet.
Just everything's just like fresh. I don't feel like they add
a lot less processed.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff out here has additives, and even the animals, they like inject them with shit before they even like slaughter them. So it's just a whole crazy system out here. It's weird, but I need to eat some, dude. Protein sucks with just eating veggies.
Yeah.
It's hard. Listen, we gotta get it, dude. I appreciate you. Ryan Doja in the building, dude. Thank you so much for your time. Listen, everyone tuning in, everyone listening. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Shout out to Adrian, Eric, and Travis too out here helping to get it happen. Show. You already know this is a podcast. Y'all are amazing. I want to give a special shout out too to all the growers out there, dude. All y'all, I appreciate it. If it's 1 plant, 1,000 plants, indoor, outdoor, basement, attic, I don't give a fuck. If you growing, we appreciate y'all. Because without y'all, none of us would be out here smoking, doing this, having these shops, businesses, fucking brands, motherfuckers just have products based on cannabis, don't even have cannabis, dude, but they need it. So y'all are the fucking amazing. Appreciate y'all. Everyone tune in. Y'all are the best. The Alien is available now also on MJ Arsenal, mjarsenal.com. I just dropped the custom rig, hit 1130s. You already know. Stay tuned. We got a whole bunch of events. Ryan Doja, Doja.pak, Doja Pak. It's DOJA.PAK in the building, dude. Check out the website. Get it directly to you. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. Everyone live, everyone watching, wherever you're at. You're the best. Until next time, I'll see y'all. Bye. 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 Bye, dude. Hell yeah. Bye. 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 Bye.